Okay. All right, good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of December 22nd, 2020. Ms. Brock, please call the roll.
Committeeman Delcourt.
Here.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Here.
Administrator Ferreira.
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Here. Okay, please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be advised that in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, notice that this meeting was made by the posting on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and on the Township website, and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on December 22nd, 2020. Members of the public may participate in this meeting in person or via Zoom as posted. And I believe for the first time ever, we are also streaming live on Facebook. So welcome to anyone who's watching on Facebook as well. First up this evening is approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the October 13th, 2020 executive session minutes? So moved.
Second.
Great. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. Moving on to, may I have a motion to approve the December 8th, 2020 regular session minutes?
So move, Mayor.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. First up this evening is reports from committee liaisons. Committeeman Delcourt.
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's been very clear over the last couple of weeks as we've tried to get back to some kind of normalcy. We had our holiday house decorating contest, and we had about 800 people vote in, trying to contribute and get into the swing of the holidays and bring some normalcy back to Hillsborough. So I just want to thank everyone that participated in the Home for the Holidays decorating contest. We were able to provide three first, second, and third place winners. First place and township bragging rights go to the Volpe family located at 16 White Meadow Road, and they'll be able to take home a $250 gift card and the bragging rights here in town. The Volpe family, as well as social services, would like to extend a special thanks to Jill Baum, who came up with the idea to collect the donations for the Hillsborough Food Pantry as part of the process. Congratulations are also in order for the runner-ups. In second place was the Kralowich family at 291 Amwell Road. They'll receive a breakfast basket from Norris Hill Farm. And in third place was the Husby family at 4 Yost Drive, and they'll receive a complimentary dinner from BELLE Pizza. These events that we try to do here in town just don't happen without the support of the community. So we'd like to thank Norris Hill as well as BELLE for their generous donations. And thank you for all the households that participated. It's really nice to be able to bring a little festive nature to the town. And I know everyone is craving it, and appreciate everyone's efforts in making their houses look so beautiful this year. So thanks to everyone. We also had our mailbox for letters to Santa, and we had over 340 letters that came in from kids all over town, as well as surrounding towns to stuff the mailbox here. We'd like to thank the Hillsborough Girl Scouts Unit 72 for helping to manage the delivery of all those letters. And I am sure Santa is reading them, getting ready for the big day this week. So thanks to all the Girl Scouts and everyone that participated in getting those letters ready to go. We do still have on our recreation programs, we do still have availability for our winter programs. You can still register for the 2020-2021 fall winter activities. There's still a variety of age groups that can participate, and that runs from children to adults. You can keep your family active over the winter with a couple of the programs that we're offering, such as ASL for beginners. It's a new virtual program that will teach you how to introduce yourself to finger spelling ABCs, colors, numbers, basic grammar, and other elements of functional conversation. We also have an intro to chess program. entirely online. So you don't need a chessboard to participate, but a nice way to get kids involved in chess. That's for kids aged 9 to 14 can join our weekly Junior Picasso paint party, which is Miss Heather. And each week a new project that can be done safely from your own home. So there's lots of things that the Recreation Department is trying to do to allow opportunities for kids, even if they're unable to come to the building or meet at a park. So lots of safe events to do in the safety of your own home. The Recreation Department has also received a grant of $1,000 sponsored by Target. The grant will go towards funding of equipment for the Township Youth Soccer Program, both in the spring and the fall. And we're excited to announce this grant that will help the Township purchase new or upgrade existing equipment and provide things to volunteers such as balls, cones, and medical kits. We've run this soccer program for over 30 years, and we're pleased to continue to offer it to residents with the help of this grant from Target. So thank you very much. And from Social Services, I'd like to thank the Hillsborough Rotary Club for their support for the holiday distribution program. And thanks to the Math and Sales Group for their donation of toys for our holiday program. Our Social Services group runs an amazing program every year where they provide an adopted family. And it's really amazing how people will step up and provide gifts for families in need here in Hillsborough. So I'd like to thank them for their efforts and all the volunteers that help support that distribution process. It's nice to know that there's still opportunities for giving for your fellow community members at a time when it's needed. So thank you to everyone that participated in that. And this is our last meeting of the year, I just want to wish everyone watching a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you all back here in January. That's all from me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to go a little bit out of order this evening for reasons I'll talk about in a minute. So next up is Committeewoman Holmes.
That's good.
Oh, did I mess you up, Pam? I'm sorry. I thought it was making it easier. Is that you want me to stay in the order we talked about? All right. I apologize.
Okay.
It's for a good reason.
I'm up.
Committeewoman Holmes.
Okay, good evening, everyone, and happy holidays out there. An emergency rental relief program is available for Somerset County residents. To find out more information about the program, you could call the Community Development Office at 908-541-5756. Again, that's 908-541-5756. By calling, they can help you go through the application process. And this brings me to my next point. A little over a week ago, I participated in a conference call with the administrator and the Director of Social Services, Kathy Fairber, and our Township Clerk to discuss how we can further bring about additional awareness to the assistance available through the Community Assistant Network. Several years ago, the food pantry was redesigned because it was much more than just food assistance. As we continue through the public health crisis of COVID-19, we have services available to our residents through this Community Assistant Network. If you know someone and who is experiencing uncertainty about food or other resources, please contact our Department of Social Services, and that's at 908-369-3880. I'm here at the food bank with Assistant Director Kathy Fairber dropping off donations, and I wanted to give thanks to the Hillsborough Democratic Alliance for filling in the gaps for the food pantry. They also brought in items for Adopt a Family, games, socks, underwear, all kinds of things, coffee that usually aren't thought of or needed. So I'd like to thank that group and thank everyone in Hillsborough who just comes forth and helps when they're needed. I really appreciate it. We all do. This is a great town. We stand by each other, thick or thin. And finally, again, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and healthy new year, and I can't wait for this year to be over.
Okay, moving on, we're gonna, again, go slightly out of order as a heads up. We're gonna go to Deputy Mayor Lapani.
Good?
I think she saw that one coming.
Yeah, I figure she's smart. You can only throw a curveball once. Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Just a couple things. From the building department, just some ongoing reminders. For permit pickup and payment, the hours are between 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. The building department has created some tutorial videos on the website, which will detail how to fill out subcode technical sections. If you're not familiar with this, your first permit or unsure, you can watch those videos to help you get through it. This can help any delays at the counter when submitting your application. The engineering department would again like to remind you that with the cold weather, some pumping straight out to the street or sidewalk causing hazardous ice conditions to the road, travel lanes, or sidewalks must be relocated. It is acceptable, however, if the ice only impacts the gutter area. All new sump pump discharges are not allowed to be pumped to the street per the township code. Also, as just a follow-up to our ongoing repaving program, due to, go figure, COVID-19 affecting one of our main vendors that was scheduled to do the Willow Road from Valinor Drive to Hillsborough Road will be delayed until spring of 2021. They have put us as the first priority for next spring of 2021. Hopefully everyone will be healthy by then. DPW would like to just thank all the litter heroes who participated in our 2020 virtual litter cleanup event. With your help, we collected 1.22 tons of litter from the LitterCon event alone and could not have done it without you. Upcoming 2021 dates will be posted soon on the website. So please register for future events, help spread the word about our programs and continue to be our litter heroes. And then just as an aside, obviously we had a storm last week. I'd like to thank all of our workers in our DPW and Parks and Rec for doing a great job of cleaning our roads and our buildings and our parks. If you've ever had to sit in a plow truck for 25, 30 hours, sometimes there's not enough coffee to get you through, but they are diligent. Our roads are clean. I got up at 6:30 that next morning and most of the roads were already plowed. So once again, thank you to our DPW workers. I know it's not fun getting out in the middle of the night, but we appreciate your efforts. And again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. That's all I got.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Moving on to Committeewoman Macaulay, and for the last time, I guess we can say it from the dais, recognizing that you're going to be making comments. And I'll have more thoughts later, but
I won't look at you because I'll start to cry. So,
Committeewoman Macaulay.
thank you. Just a few notes quickly from me, and then I'd like to say my final comments, if I may. Earlier today, Mayor Thompson, yourself, and Chief McMahon in the back of the room presented Dr. Cesar DePasso with his wife with a proclamation. He acknowledging and thanking him for his continued support of the police department. He has been a significant part of our K-9 unit here in Hillsborough. For those who don't know him, we have had him in before, and they were here earlier with the mayor. I couldn't make it, so I apologize, but I did want to go on record thanking him for his continued support of the police department, especially to our K-9 unit. And he also additionally was sworn in as an honorary chief today. So it's a well-deserved honor for him and for us, and want to thank him for all of his support for our department. Just a last reminder for the finance department, we'll be sending out dog licenses of renewals very shortly. Please notify them if your pet is no longer with you by marking that on the renewal and returning it to the finance department so they can upkeep their records. If you do have a pet that you have not licensed before, please download a new dog form from the township website and send it along with a copy of the most recent rabies certificate so your pet can be entered into our system for record keeping as well for the finance department. So thank you for that. So this is my last, if I can get through one sentence. Last meeting. So for 12 years, I've had the honor and privilege of working with all of you on the dais. Clearly, I had a lot of people I wanted to acknowledge tonight that would be here, but because of COVID-19, obviously, a lot of people could not attend in person. So I just wanted to say, I hope next year is a better year due to COVID-19 and everyone can be here with us. We do miss everybody here. With that said, I could sit here and go through 12 years of things in my head, which I won't bore you with because quite honestly, there's a lot on my mind that we have gone through together, that we have moved Hillsborough forward. And I just wanted to acknowledge a few things that I worked personally really hard on, along with the colleagues that I have, some on the dais, some previous that are in the audience tonight. The two things that I talked about the most in this town is the Route 206 bypass. I'm sure you can all appreciate that. And also the building in town and affordable housing element are the two biggest things that I think this township committee and former township committees for my 12 years have worked on. And I just wanted to say how proud I am of Hillsborough Township, everybody who's worked on it, from our attorneys, our staff, all of our employees, because without working together, there would be no way that we could have accomplished those things that are the right things for our town. Moving 206 bypass forward and actually is going to be accomplished was really a task of mine, which is why I ran a few times in a row to make sure to see that through. So all of our planning departments, building departments, all the departments in the township, I wanted to say thank you. I wrote everyone a personal note for the department heads because I physically couldn't be everywhere because of COVID-19. So I hope they all got that note and wanted to know how much I appreciated them, not only supporting their own job every day, but supporting the vision of the township committee, because it is our vision that they see through. Without them, we couldn't be the township that we are today. We're an award-winning township, and that's extremely prideful and something to be very proud of, because the citizens here and residents in Hillsborough may not know what that means to them, but the more acknowledgement and the more awards that we have here in Hillsborough that we work so hard on is because it does give taxpayers a lot of benefits to our township when it comes to things like money and financing and grants, et cetera, that come to this town to help us succeed in what we are able to offer you. So the roadways and the infrastructure and things that we work on are really important to all of us. And we know that serving you, or I know that serving you for the past 12 years, I've heard every one of you. It's most important for me to thank every single voter that have ever voted for me, that have come out, that I have met, any proclamation that we've given throughout the 12 years, the families, the kids, the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts are all a part of my position here that I am just so lucky to be a part of. So thank you to my front staff, the front office. I'll miss you all. Everybody in the township, all the department heads, you know how I feel, as I did write you a personal note to thank you, to help me succeed in what I wanted to see, the vision of Hillsborough Township. Thank you to the chief of police and the captain in the back of the room. I think we have one of the best police departments here. It's been a challenging few years for police, so we were always here to support you, and thank you for supporting us in return and keeping us safe. And I just wanted to say and acknowledge thank you to everybody who texted me, emailed me, called me, sent me messages. It really warmed my heart because I knew that you couldn't be here in person. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. There were people that surprised me that I never would have probably heard from otherwise, thanking me for my service. And that really is something I can hold for the rest of my life. With that said, I just wanted to say, not last but least, always my friends and family who are still my friends and family after 12 years. You know, along the way, you don't always have the time that you want to commit to friends and family as much as you want to. I know everybody up here can appreciate that we do give up personal time. So those that are here with me mean more to me than anything. Again, longtime friends who I consider family are here tonight. My now husband, Scott, is in the audience with his son, who, thank you for being the wind beneath my wings the last few years, because it was needed. And so thank you for being here. And with that, there were so many people in the Republican Party, Ken Scher, and who was our chairman, and also all of my former colleagues who I would have liked to invite here tonight, but sincerely, because of COVID-19, we could not have that. But I did have a thought that I wanted to acknowledge all of the mayors that I have worked with for the last 12 years, because 90% of them are already up here on the dais or at least in the building. So if you would be so kind to accommodate me on asking former Mayor Bob Wagner, Mayor Delcourt, Mayor Thompson, Mayor Sirachi, who was invited tonight and would have attended if he could. He could not be here, but I believe he is on Zoom.
He's on Zoom.
So thank you, Mayor Sirachi. But these are all former mayors that worked with me in the last 12 years, that we all supported each other's vision.
That other guy over there.
What?
That other guy over there.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that mayor. And that mayor, Anthony Ferreira.
You do call him that mayor.
Well,
And often forgot.
I did not forget him. What I did want to say, and just for a few more minutes, the other thing that was, one thing that was most asked of me throughout my career as a female, and also from the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and multiple times that we had the pleasure of being in their presence to answer their questions. And I always wanted to be someone who the younger generation, the female generation specifically, could look up to, and your dreams can be fulfilled by moving on and taking your life by its reins and accomplishing something that you want to accomplish. But with that said, I always remember the one thing that people ask me the most is how I got involved in politics, and if it was always a goal of mine. I can say it was not always a goal of mine to become a politician, but it was a goal of mine to be involved with my community. My job as a realtor for the last 21 years. It really opened my eyes to being a part of the community and why people want to live here and why people might want to move from here. So it was important to me to get involved. And I would say that Anthony Ferreira, who is over there, is the guy who got me involved with politics. He was a mayor at the time. I met him at an autism event. And looking back, he is the guy who said, you know, you should become involved and be a part of the township. And that's how it got started for me in politics. So I do thank him, I think, to say thank you. To say thank you to you for giving me the opportunity and seeing something in me to move me forward and provide me with the opportunities to run for office. Pete Biondi, we use that name a lot, Assemblyman Biondi, who the building is named after. He was also a big advocate for women to run for office, and he was there to support me along the way through his years. I cannot go without mentioning him and thanking him. He was with me every day in my spirit. He told me I was not afraid of anyone, and I'm not. And I use that every time I thought I might be. I'd hear Pete in my head saying, "You're not afraid of anyone." And so I hope I held dignity and with all concern. Oh, thank you. That was the first year I think I was sworn in. Little less wrinkles. With that said, thank you for indulging me with my speech tonight. And I would really like to acknowledge all of the people I've had the pleasure of working with, not only in this town, but in other towns, with the county, with the freeholders. Pat Walsh was one of the women who really gave me an avenue to be strong and be an independent leader. And so I just wanted to thank everybody I've worked with, Senator Bateman, Jack Chitterelli, and everyone along the way who helped me with what was my thought of success. So thank you, everyone. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. If I did, I apologize. Thank you, Bill, to all the attorneys and all the professionals that we've worked with through the years as well. So thank you again. I appreciate it. And if you would just indulge me, I would love to have a photo with the mayors that are here tonight, so I could just have that on record of thanking them and their visions moving Hillsborough forward. And I wish the very best luck of all my colleagues who are here on the dais tonight in moving Hillsborough forward and working together and making sure our town, of course, is as safe and is run as well as it can be. And I know that you will do that. So thank you for indulging me, and thank you for all the years of working with me. I'm putting up with my innuendos, but thank you, Frank, for my last coffee.
We're gonna have more comments for you. Take a quick photo.
Sorry for those in the audience that are indulging me a little bit tonight.
Yeah, put your mirror hat on.
I know. That's because you're like still the mayor. Let me take the mask off so you can get there.
I hate the elbow. Because if you look at it, you actually get closer. Touching elbows. then shake hands.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. This is good.
Like.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Deuces.
And Bobby, forward and this way. And Lori, one more step forward.
Have you been tested?
No crying.
Just make sure he.
So I'm going to go out of order one more time, and because our clerk is not here, she can't yell at me. So before I have my comments, because Jocelyn has been very patient,
Yes, thank you,
I'd like
Jocelyn.
to say a couple words about her. And her name came to us because, quite frankly, I hadn't seen it in the newspaper, although apparently you've been in there several times, and I apologize for missing it. We have, Gloria mentioned a gentleman named Ken Shearer, whose granddaughters go to the same gymnastics school as you in Hamilton, and said, "Oh, you're there. Hi, sorry." And wrote me this adorable letter talking about you and all of your accomplishments. And for someone not to go recognized here in Hillsborough when you've had so many accomplishments at such a young age, we wanted to take a second and make sure we recognized you. So I'm going to read a proclamation for you, and then we're going to come up and take a quick picture if that's okay. Whereas Ms. Moore, a senior at Hillsborough High School, has been awarded a full scholarship for gymnastics at the University of Missouri, and whereas she has devoted many hours to gymnastics, working with diligence and making sacrifices in order to reach high levels within the United States of America Gymnastics, or USAG, and whereas she joined Paramount Gymnastics in 2015 and quickly completed the USAG levels 4, 5, 6, and 8. Did you skip 7? That's awesome.
It was right past it.
I love that. And whereas in 2016, she started her USAG career placing first on vault at the state championships and fourth on vault at the Region 7 championships. And whereas 2017, she was named to the Courier News Gymnast of the Year and qualified to level 9 at the Eastern Nationals and finishing 5th on vault. And whereas in 2019, she achieved first on beam and vault and at the state championships and was the vault champion at the Region 7 championships and qualified to the Junior Olympic Nationals. And whereas she qualified to level 10 for the state championship, but was unable to compete due to the COVID-19 pandemic. She trains between 18 and 22 hours per week at Gymlin Arena Gymnastics in Hamilton, New Jersey, and is an honor student here at Hillsborough High School. And whereas she serves as an example to the youth of Hillsborough Township through her high level of commitment and determination, and we are very proud that she's a member of our Hillsborough community. Now, therefore, we proclaim that we, the mayor and the Hillsborough Township Committee, do hereby recognize and extend our sincere congratulations to her for having been awarded a full gymnastics scholarship to the University of Missouri and for achieving the many championships in gymnastics, an honor for both herself and for those who guided her, with best wishes for an amazing future. We look forward to seeing you compete in the Olympics, hopefully very soon. So congratulations.
Yep.
So it's my fault to proclamation. Before you, if you like to say, oh,
Pam.
thank you. It's for you, so congratulations. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure.
Yes.
I just wanted to say,
Yep, that's
Okay.
all.
Yeah,
I
pretty
just
close.
want to
You're on
say
Facebook.
thank you for this accomplishment, acknowledgement. This is pretty cool.
When did you start?
When I was in third grade, so 8.
So you had not done any gymnastics till you were 8 years old.
Correct.
How many levels are there?
That's so cool that you can do that, and then now you're full ride to the University of Missouri, which is awesome for you and your family. I'm very jealous because my daughter does not have full rides. So congratulations, and after we take a photo, if I could bring up the little girl who wrote the awesome letter back to you. Is that okay?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
all right, so let's take a photo first.
And mom, family, you guys-
Mom, want to get in the picture?
Oh, dang, you got very good picture.
Get Pam in there.
You want to embarrass
Get the whole fam in there.
She was requested that we embarrass you as well, so.
Mom and Dad.
We'll do the little first.
Aw.
Munchkin.
Be right there, okay?
She's a tumbler.
Thank you. And thank you for writing the letter too. That's so cool. All right, now let's bring up the phone, okay?
Thank you.
Go sit down, okay? Thank you.
So cute.
You guys should be nice and close.
Yeah.
You been in my house?
Congratulations.
I'm so excited for you.
You know, you have an impressive resume when I think you must have said champion or first place about 15 times in that proclamation.
Every
So
other second.
the resume is pretty, it speaks for itself.
Now, since you do train 18 to 22 hours a week, if you guys would like to go now, you certainly can. This would be the time to sneak out of the room before the rest of the meeting. So.
You're dismissed.
We'll be rooting for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, Kristen.
Okay, gonna go back on order now. I just have a couple of comments for me this evening on a couple of township matters. First off, as Committeeman Macaulay mentioned a little earlier this afternoon, I was joined by the police chief to present Dr. Cesar DePasso and his wife with a proclamation acknowledging and thanking them for the continued support of our police department, in particular the K-9 unit. I understand, I think he's given 131 dogs throughout the world right now. He is just an amazing gentleman. So again, thank you for all the commitment to the police department. Couple final thoughts real quick. As everyone remembers, it was January 2nd when I had a chance to be sworn into mayor. You know, an honor that was bestowed upon me by my colleagues. And that's when we first started hearing about this little thing called the coronavirus that was happening in Japan, or I'm sorry, China, and we just didn't really probably know about it as much as we should have. And by February 3rd, the Governor Murphy had signed an executive order establishing a coronavirus task force and really continuing discussion. And before we know it, it was March 16th, Executive Order 104 shut down Hillsborough and the entire state of New Jersey. We operated in ways that we never expected to remotely, and always kept services here continuing to run here in Hillsborough Township, which is an absolute credit to all of our department heads, including our administrator, Anthony Ferreira, Pam Borak, our clerk, and we have Bob Wagner in here, our Parks and Recreation, who all thought in different ways to try to keep Hillsborough one of the best towns in America. So thank you all for your continued dedication. All of our department heads really excelled I have to call out Siobhan Spano because she, a former health officer, because she has performed a yeoman's task of every single day looking at all the numbers, including other people in that department too. But she really came on board, I think it was last year when she was promoted. And from that point on, she has just been running with it. So honestly, thank you to every single person who works for the township. They made this year an exceptional year despite of what we were going through. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about a couple of things that I had goals this year that didn't really happen the way I wanted to, including our opioid task force, which we did have a meeting on and been discussing about new ways we could tackle opioids here in Hillsborough and across our state. So I hope to continue that next year and continue to focus on that. I'd also have to acknowledge our restaurant week, that despite COVID, we had a record number of restaurants participating in that. I was fortunate enough to visit, I think, every single one of them, most of them making me try some food, which every Friday for about a month I had to go to. So imagine 6 different restaurants within a 2-hour period. It was a lot of food, but a great time and to get to know all the businesses. But despite that, I think our biggest task now is to continue the Reopen Hillsborough Task Force, which is going to provide support to our business community about how we can continue to make Hillsborough one of the best places to live here in America. So I could go on and on about all the things that happened this year, but I think every single person saw what Hillsborough did and how we were a lot better off than other municipalities where they had critical layoffs to some of their employees. We didn't do that. They had huge tax increases. We had tax decreases, and it has to do with the management that we've had here in Hillsborough for many years. So I want to thank everyone for a great 2020, despite everything that's gone on, and thank all my colleagues on the dais for your support over this year, because it's been a very interesting and challenging year. With that, there's one more thing that I didn't do at the last meeting. I was yelled at by someone. I did not thank all the voters of Hillsborough for returning me to office for a 4th term. I was pointed out by my family that I didn't do that, so I apologize. So all the residents of Hillsborough that voted for me, thank you. I won't let you down, and I look forward to serving all of you for 3 more years. So with that, as everyone knows, the Friday e-news and TV 29 and Facebook and all that. There's lots of ways you can always find us, but now we're going to move on to a proclamation honoring Committeewoman Gloria McCauley. I think the goal, I said to her, did I forget to do something now?
No.
Am I going out of order? Did you want to play the video first?
No, it's not a video because I'm not that talented.
Okay.
But if you wanted to turn around before you read it.
Before I read it, we should make her watch.
The years of
Okay.
I'll watch like
Turn-
pictures with
turn-
tears. I have
yeah.
waterproof mascara on.
You need to turn around and see these photos before I start.
Do
with
I
my
have
time.
to?
Oh, yes, you have to.
I'll hum if you want.
Okay.
So the previous one was in the other video or the other picture was you getting a proclamation as Woman of the Year. And then this one is when then committee person Anthony Ferreira was going off the committee and you were giving him a proclamation in 2011.
How young his kids are.
First year as mayor. You've been with us through retirements, hires, promotions. NFL guys getting their picture painted.
One of
Oh
my
my God,
favorite
look at my
basketball
kid.
games.
It was Doc McStuff in that year, I remember.
I love you little ones.
And the tree, the tree when it was a baby.
Take care of my tree.
You've been with us through lots of awards, lots of Halloweens. Dedications of grand openings of businesses, dedication of trails and parks, Christmas breakfasts, benches, lots of veteran ceremonies. And the tree has grown up.
Look how big it got.
It has grown.
Miracle grow.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that. There certainly were memories for me there that I had forgotten about. So.
Committeewoman, I have a proclamation to read, but first I'd be remiss if I didn't allow myself and my colleagues to just say a couple words to you, and hopefully none of us get choked up after serving with you for 12 years. So
I won't
if
look at you.
if I don't look at you, it's
I know,
because
not you either.
I'm thinking about all the fun we've had. But I don't think anyone can truly ever understand what it's like to serve on a township committee unless you've actually done it. The time and effort that you put into a volunteer job, it's immeasurable. And few people that I've known, and through my day job, I get to meet a lot of very dedicated politicians. And Gloria has been one of the most dedicated ones I've ever met. To spend 12 years serving the residents of Hillsborough, we were incredibly blessed for all those years. And for those who don't know, for 9 of those years, Gloria was my running mate. And I could tell you that anyone who has ever had a running mate, there are days that you love them. There are days that you hate them because you hate them because they drive you to be a better person. And Gloria absolutely did that. She drove me to be a better politician and a better individual to serve Hillsborough Township. So on behalf of myself, my family, and everyone I know here in Hillsborough, just thank you for your dedication to all the residents. It has not gone unnoticed. And I'm sure there's some days that it feels like it doesn't, but they know. They know that the hard work you put in. There's no more fierce advocate against the draconian affordable housing rules we have here in Hillsborough than Committeewoman Macaulay. Anytime that someone would even think that we maybe would try to help a developer, I would simply point to Committeewoman Macaulay, Mayor Macaulay, who would chastise any one of us if that was even a thought in our minds, because she was passionate in preserving as much of Hillsborough as we could. So just honestly, on behalf of my family, I was born and raised here, you did a tremendous job here in Hillsborough. I'm sorry to see you stepping off the dais, but thank you. Just thank you for everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
Would anyone else like to comment on the dais?
Go in that order. All right.
It's player's choice.
I'm gonna go seniors down, but all right. So Doug touched on a little bit, I'll miss the polite banter that Gloria gives our professionals in the back rooms when it comes to some of the things that we have to deal with affordable housing and some of the other things. Her opinion is definitely known in a very positive way most of the time. Obviously, Gloria, I've known you longer off the dais than on it, but we've been together for a long time and through a lot of things, both when I was on the planning board and other things. And no one will ever say that you didn't care. And I think that's what you want to leave. No one's going to say that she didn't care about Hillsborough. And I hope that when I leave someday, I get the same comment. Thank you for everything you've done. Good luck with your new husband and your new life.
Thank you.
And your golf game.
I know. I think that needs luck for sure.
And don't be a stranger.
I'll have more time to play now. Thank you. You know I won't. Yes, you know. Thank you.
Do you want to go over? I'll just keep going to this side. So, Committeewoman Holmes.
Don't feel obligated.
No, it's been a pleasure meeting you, having coffee every once in a while, and getting to be friends. You welcomed me, and I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Former Mayor Ferreira, I have not forgotten.
Thank you, Mayor Thompson. So seriously, and I think just as Gloria mentioned, meeting back all those years ago and asking me to get involved in public service. So she hasn't killed me for that, but she's done an awesome job. And people remember the first thing she was thrown into was a charter study, which was very difficult. So she's done a tremendous job, and as Deputy Mayor Lapani said, very passionate and always cared about Hillsborough. So I'm very proud of her time, not only sitting here on the committee with her and running with her for her first time, but also as the administrator and having the opportunity to work with her on both sides. And the amount of care that she has for the residents and businesses and fellow committee people is there. She's going out in a couple of days, and she's still, calling and making sure things are done and caring about it and making sure that things are still going to get done next year and the year after. So she's done a great job, and it's been a pleasure on both sides working with her. So thank you.
Thank you.
Barack, I believe you asked me earlier if you could say a few words.
if I may, thank you.
Please.
I'm not going to get you.
She won't look.
No yelling.
Committeewoman Gloria McCauley, Deputy Mayor Gloria McCauley, Mayor Gloria McCauley, but most of all, my friend Gloria. I had the distinct honor of being hired right as you finished up your term as Deputy Mayor and to be your administrative assistant in the front office, your first term in 11 as mayor during a transitional period. And I can honestly say that period made me a better person and a better township employee. I'd like to echo something that Mayor Thompson said about you caring. You then became a friend as well, have seen many of us, and I put some of those things in some of the photos, seen many of us receive awards, get promotions, retirements. There's a few of those pictures in there as well. And some of the sad things too, that we said goodbye to some loved ones along the way. But again, most of all, I will say you cared, and you care about Hillsborough, you care about the employees in this building, and that will be the most important thing I think that we will all remember from your time here. I remember one time you came to one of my kids' games and, to watch them play ice hockey. So it is with a very grateful heart that I've had the opportunity to work with you since 2010. And see, you didn't cry. You're good.
Thank you.
You're good.
I'm holding my breath.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You work really hard, Pam. And I know our first year together was sincerely, I think, one of the hardest working years. So thank you for everything you've done for me.
So I want to go last only because I think
I could do this again.
of the, I've had 13 amazing years on this dais, and the last 12 of them have been served with this amazing public servant sitting next to me. And I think most of those years you actually have literally sat next to me on the dais. And I can honestly say it has been an absolute pleasure to serve with you. A lot of what has been said, I can only reiterate in that, and I think you said it best when you said you're not afraid of anyone. And one of the things that I think we all commit to do when we serve here is to do what's in the best interest of the community. Even though it may not be the easy thing to do for the community, I can honestly tell you that Gloria always had the best interest of Hillsborough at heart, and she would always make the decision that was the right one, even if it was the hard or unpopular one. She'd fight for what she believes in. She would tell you if she didn't agree with you. You will be hard pressed to find a better public servant anywhere in the state. It's been a pleasure. I'm not sure why you need to step down. I mean, you're getting married, you want to have a life.
Here if you want.
I understand, but it's those are small prices to pay. It's got to understand. But I wish you nothing but the best going forward. I have enjoyed our time serving together, and I'm comforted to know that even though we won't be on the days together, I know we'll be friends forever. So thank you very much, and all the best to you going forward.
Bill, I don't want to skip you out. If you, you served now, I think with Gloria, 8 years.
Actually, sitting up here, being an attorney for this town and other townships, I look at all the people that volunteer to sit up on the dais and represent their townships. It truly is a commitment, and sometimes it's a thankless job. 95%, I would say, of the stuff that goes unnoticed. It's the consent items, so forth. But then there's that 5% that are controversial. And I think sometimes members of the public don't appreciate the time and commitment that you guys put into this job. And that it's basically, it really is. It's a volunteer service. And I commend you all. And Gloria, it's been a pleasure during my time here to have spent this time with you. And I wish you and Scott the best. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, this time, even though I think we went over your entire bio, I'm going to read it one more time into the record. And then if you would indulge us that all the members of the Township Committee, would like to take a photo with
I
you
would love that.
as soon as I finish this proclamation. So, whereas Committeeman Macaulay has served as a productive, devoted, and exemplary member of the Hillsborough Township Committee. And whereas Committeeman Macaulay was first elected to the Township Committee on November 3rd, 2009, and has served this community for 12 years. And whereas Committeeman Macaulay served as mayor in 2011 and 2018, and as deputy mayor in 2010, 2012, and 2017, she was the 4th female mayor in Hillsborough Township history. And whereas Committeeman Macaulay has served with distinction and dedication as liaison throughout the years to the Public Safety and Emergency Services, Economic Business Development Commission, Capital Planning Committee, Hillsborough Millstone Municipal Alliance, Parks and Recreation Commission, Senior Citizen Housing Council, Sign Review Committee, Sustainable Hillsborough Committee, and Finance Committee. And there's probably more committees that we didn't have a chance to list. And whereas Committeeman Macaulay also served on the Somerset County Planning Board in 2007 and was chosen as the Outstanding Woman for Public Service in Somerset County in 2008. She was also elected to the newly formed Charter Study Commission in 2006 and served with distinction in a very challenging role. And whereas Committeeman Macaulay has lived in Hillsborough for 29 years and has been an award-winning realtor here in Hillsborough for over 20. Now therefore be proclaimed that we, the mayor and Hillsborough Township Committee, do hereby recognize Committeeman Macaulay for outstanding service to the residents of Hillsborough as a member of the Township Committee, and be further proclaimed that the fellow members of the Hillsborough Township Committee thank Committeeman Macaulay for her service to the residents of Hillsborough and wish her well in all of her future endeavors. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're standing at home too, I promise. If you don't mind, if you could join us down there for a quick photo. Everyone grab your masks. Here, you guys. All right, so let's take a photo real quick.
Thank you. We'll do the same thing again. Okay.
You want to know?
Gloria in the middle.
Next one, no. Yeah, you know. Sean, you go forward. Frank, you go forward.
Okay, spread out a little bit. Hands off. Wait, one last time. Ready?
Well, good light.
Just a long cast. Before we have one last thing, Gloria. This is a small token of appreciation from Hillsborough Township for your dedication. If you want to take a look at it, and hold the flag or flowers.
Is the flag?
Yes, flag.
What are you trying to say? Open the box?
Yeah. Doesn't blow up.
It's not one of those trick things the snake's got on it.
Are you sure? Beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's a beautiful clock. I'll put it in my office. Thank you. 2009 to 2020. Thank you, everybody.
What a year to end it on.
I know. I know. You're right. You're right.
All right, I can do it. Now I gotta work. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Take care. You guys stay there. You guys stay. You stay. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very nice, very nice.
Squeeze it.
All right.
Okay.
Fitness.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to open up public and then we'll do that. Okay.
Weird not coming back.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
We are going to move on to new business. We have none at this time, so unless, Committee Woman, you have anything else, we're going to move on to public comment. I think she's good. So we're going to move on to public comment on new business and matters not on the agenda. So I believe there are two individuals who would like to speak. First up, I believe a letter was sent in, so we should take care of the letter first. If you could take care of that for us, Ms. Barak.
Sure. I received this email today from Township Committee Woman-elect Janine Erickson. She regrets that she's unable to be here this evening, but she wanted me to read this to you, on her behalf. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Committee Woman McCauley for her 12 years of public service to Hillsborough Township and its residents. Thank you for all you've done to make Hillsborough Township a coveted place to live, work, and play. I thank you also for giving me the opportunity to serve as your replacement and know that I have a big job ahead of me and some big heels to fill. Thank you for your personal support and encouragement on my journey. I would not be here today if it were not for you, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Have a great holiday, Janine.
Thank you.
Erickson, sorry.
Okay, next up we have Carol. I'm going to promote you to talk. Carol, if you could unmute your line, state your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Carol Bianchi, JCP&L External Affairs. I wanted to just say good evening, happy holidays to all of you. And I really wanted to wish Gloria, Committee Woman McCauley, all the best. It's been a pleasure knowing her over the years and working with her, and I will surely miss her, but we'll keep in touch. And so to all of you, happy holidays.
Thank you, Carol.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments online via Zoom? Please raise your hand. Seeing none, this is the last meeting of the year, so there are no public hearings or new ordinances to be heard. So moving on to the consent agenda. Does anyone want to take any of the items separate on the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you both. Comments from the dais? Okay, comments from the floor? We have one from Jim Laverchuk. I believe I said your name correctly. Jim, if you could state your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Yeah, James Laverchuk, 12 Camden Road, Hillsborough. I noticed your resolution to the legislature and the governor makes no mention of Governor Christie's attempts to disband COA, to disrupt it by placing a chairman that did nothing for many years. I don't think your resolution fully captures the history of the event. And I wonder if any resolutions were sent to Governor Christie's office during that time from Hillsborough.
I'm almost positive that we did send them resolutions during that time. And I could tell you that we reached out to him as well. And if I'm sure I've seen you on a couple of our Zoom calls, you've heard before that I have chastised both Republicans and Democrats for their absolute failures as governor, going back to the late 70s in terms of not living up to the obligations of what affordable housing should have been and allowing it to get so far down the rabbit hole of where we are today. And I can assure you that we've all spoken out publicly against that.
Yeah, I was unable to find any of those resolutions, so if you could enlighten me, I would appreciate it.
I'm 90% sure that we sent them in because he was in office before 2015. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around 2013, but
2013, 2017.
yeah, so I know that we've asked them to look into it, but I will certainly see if we can pull that out for you.
Thank
But
you.
I know we've sent them for years because it was I know we sent one to Speaker Prieto, and Speaker Prieto served at the same time as Governor Christie. So there's some out there.
Not only that, I'm not exactly sure what the issue is. This is to deal with the legislature's failure to address the affordable housing mandates that we have. While I think I wish Governor Christie would have done more. He at least attempted to disband Cohen and allow the municipalities to have some self-control, some control over the process again. So I'm not exactly sure what the issue is, but from my perspective, this has nothing to do with a governor that served 5 years.
My issue is actually that, it's not the legislature alone that's responsible, but the Township Committee as well. And our record is not good.
Well, that is quite false. It is actually been put on us by the inactions of the legislature. And well, to really go down, it was the Supreme Court who ruled and said that it was up to the legislature to enact rules. And really it got so far away from them that just didn't happen. And now we're being forced to build on open space, which just shouldn't happen. There's no money coming from the legislature for new schools that would help provide for all the forced building that goes on in town. And quite frankly, there's been more than one situation where they allow the Builders Association, for one, to just run roughshod over municipalities working with fair share housing. So I don't think it's fair to say, unless you've watched the complete history that I know committeeman, and at the time Mayor Delcor had put on a whole presentation on.
And in fact, I did watch that presentation.
Sir,
and,
sir, I didn't cut you off. That's not fair.
I'm sorry. I thought I was interjecting. I'm sorry.
What would you like to say, Jim?
I just think that we could do a better job of holding up our end of the deal. And I don't, I think that it's not the legislature alone that has to come to the solution, but the Township Committee, combined with the legislature, has to find better solutions. The solutions we have now don't seem to be in the best interests of Hillsborough.
I agree. The legislature does not have the best interests of Hillsborough when it comes to this issue. We are in agreement, Jim.
Or the state.
This is the state.
Yeah, every town is designed to now carry affordable housing, and that is designed by the state itself that pushes it down all the way to the local level, for us to address. And the reason that happened was because when I sat on the county planning board in 2007, I brought up the question that they were still bringing in, and Doug, you've mentioned this many times, cemeteries, parkland, open space, farmland preservation. They were adding all of that land into numbers that we should build upon, which is land that clearly should not be built upon, nor can be built upon. And we had to fight that. And that was left to the municipalities to fight, which is now why it's in the hands of municipalities to begin with, instead of the state level.
I will continue to research this and continue to challenge you on it.
Thank you. I will too, even if I'm not here.
Okay, any other comments? Seeing none, first and second, roll call, please.
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley,
Yes?
Deputy Mayor LaFani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, we have a motion to approve claim list 2020-21.
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Sorry. Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley,
Yes?
Deputy Mayor LaFani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes. This concludes our regular meeting this evening. We do have an executive session. Ms. Brock, please read the executive resolution into the record.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, take my glasses off, sorry. Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the Township Committee is of the opinion that such circumstances exist, now therefore be resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey as follows. Number 1, the public shall be excluded from discussion of the here and after specified subject matters. Number 2, the general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows. Personnel discussion, Linda Ostrowski. Number 3, the Township Committee may take official action on those items discussed in the executive session upon the completion of the executive session. Number 4, the minutes of those discussions shall be made available to the public as soon as the matter is under discussion are no longer confidential or sensitive in nature. And number 5, this resolution will take effect immediately.
Okay. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? You have to do a roll call?
Committeeman Delcor,
Yes.
Committeewoman Holmes,
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley,
Yes.
Mayor Lapani,
Yes.
Mayor Thompson.
Yes, this concludes our regular meeting. I want to wish everyone a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I believe our next meeting is on January 4th for reorg, which starts at 7, not 7:30. So just check the records and make sure you tune in at 7. Have a good night.